Ah, the classic test. Oh, I don't have anything actually open here. Here we go. What up, Maximus? Oh. Figured we'd do another early stream. Keep trying it out. I was gonna wait till 10 like last time, but then I was like, why? Why wait? I'm up. I'm sitting at my desk. There's no reason to wait. So I'm here. All right. Trying to figure out what I'm actually doing today. I think, honestly, I'm gonna be working on, sorry, God, I really need to get, like, some WD-40 for this thing, because it is real squeaky. I think I might be adding negative effects. I think that's what today might be. Although, honestly, I played a few games, and I feel like I have to be kind of sparing with them, because, well, although, granted, we are going against this is the wrong thing. We are going against the hardest god most of the time. So I think there's a lot of, I'm probably gonna need to go through all my notes and fix everything along with doing the negative effects. I'll have to like kind of figure out which ones I want to do negative effects on. You really should be sparing with the negative effects. You could even consider making more monster positive while adding negative effects. Yeah, I would think like, yeah, make some of the, we probably over tweaked some of the positive effects to be too bad. And I think, yeah, probably giving them a little bit of a buff would probably be a good thing. Yeah, especially if you're adding negative effects, it's much worse than you know, some of these less good positive effects. So I think definitely that's the thing to do. I guess I need to pull up the patch notes. I think I'll go over these first, and then we'll do some of the negative effects, because I think it makes sense to make sure I have everything tweaked before I actually start throwing negative effects in there. But okay, first one is negative death effects, so we already know we're doing that. I don't think I want to make Shades a minion. I could consider maybe making a minion with like weakest attack priority or something like that, but I don't think this is something we're doing now. I don't know when this is. I think this is patch like 1.1.5 probably. That's like when we start considering deck building. Yeah, 100%. Menu change for later. This is after we get like abilities in the game and we start just adding cards. That's kind of when this is. So this is a later thing. Control Shift 5, Control Alt 5. Yeah. Old God structure changes. This is more of a card idea than something I want now, and we're kind of working on that. Like, structures change players' priorities. This is something we considered like doing where it was like gives like the boss like alternate win conditions or something like that. So like mid game you might have to change your focus, but I think this is also this is probably should go more into like a new card kind of thing. That's ideas for later. Old Gods could have passive abilities. That's also new cards. That's later. Paladin, give him a taunt. Again, this is, you know, I need to make a new file. Create. I need a next version, because a lot of this we're just pushing back till next time. Yeah, a bunch of this stuff is for me making cards. Yeah, exactly. What the heck was that? That was weird. Paladin. Okay, yeah, abilities is a next time thing. Trading posts may be too powerful. This I can't really change until I make it an effect, I think, or we give it an ability. Because ideally, I would like to make trading post have an ability, and the ability would allow it to the player to do it anytime. Because, like, I like the fact that you can trade units, and I like the fact that you can do it anytime, but I think that you can do it anytime for free is a little much. And it used to be a unit effect, but I think maybe the making an ability and like you have to like discard a card or lose some of the units off of your thing, I think that would be a great way to balance that. But for now, that is going to next patch, because I don't think we're adding abilities until then. And the nice part about making an ability rather than a unit effect is that it doesn't cause any problems with bridge. Yay! Oh, my allergies are trying to act up, and I hate it. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like mold allergy or something, because it's like starting to turn to fall. Because I don't think there's any like pollen. Cost per units for trading posts seems like the best idea. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe like every... Yeah, I don't know exactly how to do that, but yeah, we'll have to look at it. I understand your allergy pains. Yeah, it's so... Why is the human body dumb? Why is it just allergic to living? Nerf magic missile probably should only affect power level 3. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, what? Do I agree with past me? I mean, it's really only affecting Nethermuck. Actually, magic missile is great right now. I feel like, yeah, I don't see that being an issue. I don't know why I was thinking. I'm assuming there was like 50% of the time to just use it to get rid of a shade. Yeah, that's good. Good point. That is something I'm gonna have to do. Is figure out how each of these are affecting like positive and negative death effects. Obviously, shade will die, or killing a shade won't trigger a negative effect because it kills, or even if it did trigger the negative effect, it's not like it's killing your spell, right? So I'm gonna need to take a look at spell cards and figure out how they are worded, specifically with, you know, Banish from Existence, Demolish, and Scorched Earth. Because right now I have it like positive death effects don't trigger, but we'll have to think about that. But yeah, I don't think this is a good thing. Cleric buff, I think I'm moving Cleric buff to next patch as well, because I think I can just give them ability and that will be more interesting. I'm really liking the Paladin though, honestly. It's just an action economy issue. Yeah, I think I was literally playing a game the other day. I had 20 plus cards on the board. I still haven't finished it, but I don't know if it's like I can come back from it, but it's pretty crazy. I think we probably need more cards that have like let you have more attacks, but let's see. But I am actually really liking the paladin. It feels I'm actually like excited to get it sometimes. So it's like, oh yeah, I just need something to block stuff for me. Chaos Keep. Each player must attack, must keep. Oh, someone was suggesting that Chaos Keep, you have to attack the keep instead of in just attack in general. And I'm trying to decide how I feel about that. I think that was Checkers who said that. Trying to decide how I feel about that. I don't think I like that because it kind of removes like a lot of your choice, and we want like people to consider stuff, and I don't 100% agree with forcing someone to attack a. I just don't like. I don't think I like the idea of each player must attack each player must attack with at least one hero on their turn if possible. This is hardly usually a bad thing. It's mostly just like takes up 10 health. Oh, I feel like Chaos Keep making that could be cool. Oh, actually, you're right. Yeah, especially since Chaos Keep is quite the positive effect. Yeah. We could always change stuff around, but like the biggest thing is I don't like the idea of forcing a player to do something, because right now, yeah, it's like it's a lot of, we're trying to add it so it's not, oh, you have to prioritize this thing, because making Chaos Keep a forced priority just feels like we're removing that, and it's just like then the game's just playing itself, right? But if you have to attack just in general, at least you have a choice. I'll add it to my like list of like maybe how to fix cards, but I think it's hardly bad, but I do think like it's bad in specific situations, right? Like if you have like only a shade and you have like one other hero, and then this thing shows up, you're like, well, I have to kill a shade, or like, oh, I have to, you know, throw myself at a, you know, Ravager or something. But yeah, I feel like, or I think Chaos Keep should stay the same. Yeah, I think for now it's fine. It's not really too much of a thing, but it's okay. I think it's okay to have cards like that. Game term glossary. This is sort of gonna have to be done. That's like a later thing. Let's just say like rules. Art. I will have to make a glossary. I don't think it's going to exactly be what we were talking about, like just a whole term thing, but it will definitely show all the icons, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Monsters need better powers. Oh, this is something I was just trying to think about for like Ravager and stuff, but didn't I have an idea for Ravager? Oh wait, yeah, here. Or maybe... So I had the idea that Ravager, rather than having a... like its own attack priority. It just attacks the same thing the last target attacked, which is generally going to be the same as what it is, but at least is kind of cool. At least gives it more of an identity, because right now it's just like, right now it's a high power level strongest card. That's like all it is. But I think giving it like an attack priority where it just attacks the same target as the last card could be cool. What if you draw Ravager first then? Good question. I think you probably give it an attack priority, and then you just have it default to the attack priority if it doesn't. So like the base effect is like attacks the same card as the previous monster or minion, and then otherwise default to attack priority is the way I would think of doing it. I don't know, is that cool? Because that could be like really scary as well. Like, if my action draws a Blight Might, the Blight Might attacks your land, and then you draw a Ravager, and it's like... Ooh, what if Ravager mimics the highest Old God power level when attacking? I'm trying to think how I feel about that. Because, like, you draw a World Ender, it's like game over if you draw a Ravager with it. Alright, that's something to think about. Ravager needs an identity, though, because it's kind of just merp. I also had a thought where attack strongest and then attacks weakest, but... You know what? Oops. Yeah, because I could imagine like your Old God having like 17, or your World Ender having like 17 power level, and then it's just like destroying things. And it's just when attacking, so also could be affected by land structures. So it could force the player to make some weird choices. Interesting. I'm writing it down and I'm thinking about it. Gains highest power level when I'm spelling everything wrong. Well, power level, for some reason, I always like to make one word. I don't know why. I always think it's a compound word. Alright, we're gonna think about that. Let's just keep going. Let's get through all this stuff real quick. Reshuffling deck. I want to say I added that, but I am going to push it to the next thing because it doesn't matter right now. We're not getting through the deck currently. And I'm gonna have to figure out how many cards I want for each thing. I think 50 cards is probably a good number, and that's kind of where we're sitting at, but I'll probably have to set like a specific number when we actually get to like making new cards, because we're gonna have to build decks. And let's see. The closest I got without throwing is 2/3 of the way through a player's deck. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't... It's hardly going to happen. And I think the biggest thing is just to put in the rules that, like, when the deck is empty, you just keep playing until it's over. Because I think that is probably the most interesting way to do it. And it goes along with the whole Entropy theme. So... I think that's the way to do it. Let's see here. Oh, Tundra sounds like a debuff. Right. So I think it was pointed out that your heroes now gain. I think I just need to put additional, or because yeah, the thing is your heroes now gain 1 unit in unit phase, and if you like consider like a paladin, it gains 4 units. So does that could be misconstrued as like their gain is set to 1. I'm wondering if I say an additional, your heroes now gain. What's up, Thunder? Maybe negative effects for an empty deck, maybe a disadvantage. So yeah, my thought is basically like once the deck is empty, like I mean, and you just play until your cards run out, because it basically you're fighting against you know, at that point, like the game's gonna have gone on so far that like it's just gonna have to end at some point. Heroes gain 1 additional unit in unit phase. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's see, I'm trying to decide. Yeah. I think that's right. Let's see here. And then structures now gain 2 units, or to gain 2 additional. Yeah, because I think but yeah, to the I've seen this being developed a while ago. Looks sweet. Looks sweet how far you've got now. Yeah, it's definitely coming along. I think we're pretty close to the point where everything is I think set kind of how I want the game as far as like balance and that stuff goes. We have like two more updates before like all the features and that kind of stuff are going to be in the game, and then from there it's kind of all just card design after that, so we can add new cards and have like different interesting challenges and stuff like that. Yeah, I appreciate you following along. Okay, this is gonna be like players. You've definitely come a good way, and arguably not that long of a time. Goddess of Humanity additional. Oh yeah. I think I just need to add the word additional to God of Humanity as well. Goddess of Humanity. When a card is played, place 2 additional units. I was gonna change this to say like the card starts with 3 units instead, but the biggest problem with that is we already have something like Warrior, which starts with 5 units on it. So the problem is if you have these worded the same, then technically God of Humanity counteracts the Warrior or vice versa, and then you don't get those additional units. So I think we have to kind of leave the wording as is, which is fine. I mean, it makes sense, but we're gonna leave it as is. Just add additional, and I think that should clarify things. It was just a clarity thing. Fortress is unit effect, not triggered. I believe I've changed this already. Fortress. I do kind of think Fortress might need some sort of buff, because arguably it's like one of the least strongest structures right now. Gaining 2 units on attack is pretty strong, but I feel like it might need something like a base effect, or maybe I should rebuff up the unit effect. Not 100% certain, but could be something to consider. I think that's gonna have to wait though. That's more of a later thing. Fortress being able to attack is also good. Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe a slight buff could be enough. Yeah, actually, I kind of forgot Fortress can attack too. That's definitely underutilized. A lot of people don't pay enough attention to that. I've noticed, like, the attack icon, and maybe that's just because we've me and my buddy Checkers were playing, and he's seen the game like from the original version onward. So I think part of it is that we're not used to like looking for the attack icons, and so sometimes we can forget about them. So I think that's just maybe it's easier as a new player because you don't actually have the stipulation that like, oh, I have to look for the attack icon. Have you thought of making keywords for effects like Magic the Gathering does? I have, and we kind of did. So we've actually replaced all the keywords with icons. So you can see now something like this. It's got all the icons in the text itself. So anytime it's a keyword, it will show up as an icon. And so I will need like an index of that, but in theory, it should make it easier. Obviously, like, there's a learning curve there a little bit, but at the very least, it makes it so we can actually put more words on cards, which is kind of nice. But yeah, no, definitely a good idea. You should give me like 2 seconds. I will be right back. Okay, I am returned, as they say. Always gonna be a learning curve. This isn't Go Fish, right? For sure. Honestly, I was playing Go Fish the other day. That was probably like forever ago now at this point, but the rules are actually kind of unclear on certain things. I couldn't say what, because I don't remember, but there are like there's some rules that are like, wait, how does this work if you're like in this situation? Yeah, but I feel like Magic takes learning curve a bit too far. Like, just typing flying at the bottom of a card and assuming you'll know what that means. Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. Where were we? Inferno says hero, all heroes. Oh, this is something you pointed out. Although I think that's already changed because I've been... Wait, what? Inferno says all here. Oh, that was on the defeated effect, right? Yeah. I guess that. We'll have to see. Honestly, putting all these icons in, it's gonna make everything like weird anyway. So we'll have to see how that actually everything looks. There's definitely gonna be some of these icons are gonna be wrong for sure. I can already tell you. Honestly, it's kind of a moot point because all the things are changing anyway. Nefarious swap. So this is like a order of operations thing, because nefarious swap, this might be like a rules clarity thing to consider, because each player redraws their hand, shuffles the previous hand into their deck. Do you still have the chance to play a spell if nefarious swap is played? And I think the answer is probably yes, but I feel like it should say of their choice for Inferno. Of their choice instead of your choice. Each player gains 3 units on a hero of your choice. No, it originally said a heroes of your choice, so it was like plural and not plural, but now it's gonna be an icon instead of whatever. Well, how many different icons will the players need to know at the moment? 22 currently, but most of it's indicating like type of card, and it's pretty obvious the types of cards. So, and it's not like you necessarily need to know them, because I do have the icon. So like the icon is on the card, and it's also I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the icons being here. It might be better if it's like somewhere else, but yeah, the icon is on the card itself. So and then units is pretty obvious because that's where the unit counter is. Although sometimes it takes players a minute to learn that kind of stuff. Most of it's pretty obvious, so most of it's on the cards. So it's not like it's a complete learning thing. I feel like, yes, you can play spells before Nefarious Swap, yeah. I think that's just a rules clarity thing, right? I think that's just something where it says, like, you can play spells at any time. A player playing a spell takes priority over everything. Yeah, I think that's just a rule clarity thing. Like, players can play spells at any time. I'm pretty sure it already says that, but maybe just double check rules clarity. Like, maybe even just say like even over spells of the old god or something like that. It needs to be reworded to be even clearer somehow. Yeah, exactly. Like, spells supersede everything, including old god spells. But I'll double check that. And honestly, I probably need to do a pass over the rules completely because the game has changed a lot, so I'll probably need to like go over everything, but we'll see. Oh, hi. What? What? My cat's being like a... Here, hold on, wait, can we get it? Cat cam. She's just rolling around. She's just meowing at me, rolling around. Hi, you. Are you stretchy? Being an exorcist kitten? There you go. Luna. She's so fluffy and cute. Anyway, moving on. God of Destruction have split power, 1 for allied players and 4 for self. Oh, so this is a potential fix. I don't know if it's actually a good idea, but I did have the idea that, because sometimes God of Destruction feels a little worthless when you're not losing, if that makes sense. So I was tempted to maybe have them gain like units when your ally loses cards, but I feel like that's not a good idea. Yeah, me too. I think it was like I had played a game, I think, and just, yeah, I just felt worthless because I wasn't losing anything, but at the same time, like, it's kind of not the point of the god. So I think it's, yeah, I'll put it in my like potential fixes if I need to like consider it, but I think you're right. I think it's just against the point of it. I did have a game where Destruction never lost a card, but at that point you're just winning anyway. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, what's the problem, you know? I think the only reason it's bad is because then you feel like you're not contributing anything is the only thing. It's more of a game feel thing than it is you know, it's more of a game feel than a, sorry, the garbage trucks are loud outside. Hopefully it's not too bad. Than an actual like balance thing, but God can be useless if you're winning hard enough. Yeah, no, like, I guess the thing is like if it's not you winning and it's your ally that's like dominating and you're just kind of sitting there. But we lost 90% of the games. Well, 90% of the games you're gonna lose cards, especially early on. Yeah, for sure. So I'm not too worried about it. Land should say additional cards. Change word on from. I don't know what I was trying to say here. Change word from playing on minion cards. Oh, this was, we did screen top.gg. This is just gonna be other. This was that person in Discord. Wait, was this Han? I need to check something. Okay, that was spam. It would be a chat. Right, okay, yeah. This person was asking about the card draw for minions. The old god plays minion cards on its draw phase. Plays and draws, so they just need to basically have the same wording, right? Old god draws an additional card on its turn. Yeah, it should just be draws an additional minion card instead of plays. I don't know why that ended up being different words. Draws 2 additional minion cards on its draw phase. I feel like you change draws into plays. Maybe use draw for something else going. Okay, I can see that. Yeah, because draws kind of feels like you're just drawing the card and it's going in like a deck, I guess. Well, I guess I'll just do this. When it says draws, the old god draws a card face up, reveals to the player, but plays the drawn card on the next turn. Players, yeah, I could see that being an interesting ability, but yeah, I think plays is probably just better wording in general because because then it's not misconstrued that it's like drawing the card into a hand or something. Because it is drawing and playing a card, essentially. We want on this sheet specifically, we want to change draws to play. Nope. Had my hands slightly off. 17 instances. We're just hoping it didn't go on anything that was weird. Did I do that right? Okay, yeah, it's good that I did it that way instead of doing... I was like, oh, maybe there's like... Let's look up instances of draw, I think. Before playing. Do you allow people to check out the cards or the spreadsheet wondering because I feel a little lost not knowing some things? Okay, yeah. If you... I don't know about the spreadsheet or etc., but you can straight up get the game for free. Yeah. It's on a Tabletop Simulator or... Yeah, Maximus is already on top of it, or on Screen Top if you don't have Tabletop Simulator. Let me... I was gonna say, you could join my Discord server is probably the best way to find all that. I can link that. And if you don't want to do that, I can just link you stuff individually. And all that is on there. Yeah, maybe I should... Actually, I don't think my commands work anymore, do they? Like the exclamation point Discord. Because I changed the... I'll have to fix that. I gotta remember to do that. Yeah, because we changed our chat thing, so the... Can't send links either. Just join the Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a link right now. Give me just a sec. I'm trying to remember how to do that. Invite people. Invite. Generate new link. Copy. There we go. So yeah, if you want to join the Discord, you can go on there. It's under the AAE. I'm gonna show you, I guess. It's under the AAE, not playtesting, online play. You can either do Tabletop Simulator or screentop.gg. And if you want to just look at the cards, you can just pull up the print and play and like look at one of these. You can just pull up the, not the rule book, but the you know, cards with backs or whatever. Or probably not the cards with backs, but oh, well, you'd have to download it. But you know, all that's there. It's all on the Discord server. Otherwise, if you want me to, I can just link it separately if you don't feel like joining a Discord server. I could understand that because I am probably part of too many Discord servers at this point. Is definitely not a virus. Can you imagine just being a streamer and just like sending people viruses, just like linking people stuff? How quick do you think you get banned? Link from the one, the only beats. I am the one and only. Sorry, for some reason I just read that part and I thought that was funny. Where were we? But yeah, you can definitely take a look at the cards there. I think that's the best way to look at them. Maybe I should just have like a... I really need to get my website up and running again because it's like broken completely at this point. Yeah, that's another thing I need to do is my website, because that'd be cool too, to have just a website that hosts everything. I do like the Discord because it kind of helps, you know, a sense of community and all that. But a website would probably also be a good idea. All right, we fixed this. Icons. Okay, so I was thinking, this is art technically. I was thinking of potentially making a few more icons for I would consider making joke viruses to just send to my viewers. That would be pretty funny. Yeah. Just have like weird, like fake pop-up bot kind of things. I was thinking of having like a attacks all, attack strongest and weakest, like different things like that, but I did do monster spells. I'm not entirely certain that's something I want to do. But I think maybe adding options for more attack priorities could be a good idea. But I don't know if that really matters until I make the cards, so. I feel like the icons you have there are not needed. Also with, what the heck is Omni? Oh, it was like omnidirectional, like hits everything. I don't know, for some reason that was the word I came up with. I think yeah, these are probably I'm just gonna erase all this. That will be something I come up with if I come up with a card that actually needs it, and if there are multiple cards that actually need it. Otherwise it can just be the base effect. Hits everything. That would be worse than World Ender on most games, oh lord. Yeah, well, I was thinking like everything of like one type, potentially. Like you do Omni and then it would like hit all heroes or all lands or all structures or whatever. Obviously all lands would be insane, but there could be one that just hits everything also. I don't know. I mean, if it's just like hitting for one, right? Like hits all heroes for one, that'd be pretty crazy. But yeah, something to think about. Every hero's still bad, true. That's like one of the things that would be in a deck that's just like one. There's just one of them. But yeah, it'd be pretty Please do not consider all Lancer structure as potentially game ending. I would if it was like something like World Ender, where it's supposed to be like the evil card in the deck, like it's like the boss card. And I'd probably do it that kind of thing that we were talking about before. It was forever ago at this point, but where you put a card specifically in a specific spot on the deck, like how World Ender could be at the very bottom of the deck. You know, you'd have something like that where it's like, if you get to that point, it's going to try to destroy you and end the game. So like a timer, if you will. That link work for you, Thunder? Or well, actually, I think I just see a Discord notification, so I'm gonna guess potentially, unless that's something else. It did. Look at that. Can't really see your name, but I'm guessing that's you. On a wave. Awesome. Thanks for the invite. Yes, I would assume that is you. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. A new god could maybe have something like that, the World Ender of the deck. The World Ender of that deck. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Sorry. I was getting confused because I wasn't sure if a new god was a new old god or a new god, and that got very confusing. but I figured it out. Consider renaming. Okay, so this is something I gotta consider, and I'm not 100% certain how I feel about it. I've been tempted to every now and then, but should I rename spells, lands, and structures for the old god? I can't download screen top. I can't download screen. Yeah, screen top is browser based, not my Steam Deck. I'll have to try out when I make it home next week. I have a computer backed up there. Okay, cool. Yeah. You could potentially do it on Tabletop Simulator, although I don't know if that would be a really great experience on a Steam Deck. Otherwise, like I said, you could probably just download the images. Like if you go to the print and play, and then you download like the AAE full without backs, and you could just scroll through that and see what the cards look like. I can kind of just give you like a quick show of them. I don't. Well, I guess yeah. You it's hard to tell when you don't know what every card is and all that. But and the rule book can also tell you how all that works too. So you could just pull up the rule book and at least show you what all the cards entail. Like has a breakdown of all the stuff. It's pretty outdated at this point. There's a pretty big update coming, but at least tells you how all these things sort of work. So probably a decent way to like at least get an idea about the game. You know, it kind of shows you what all the icons are and all that. But we're about to get hit with a pretty big update, so we'll see how all that goes. Anyway. Consider renaming old god spells to Lancer. Oh yeah, so yeah, I was considering potentially. Yeah, don't stress it too bad. I will figure things out. I'll check it out. The print and play. Perfect. Cool. Where was I? Yeah, so I was thinking of renaming old god spells, lands, and structures, and here's the reason why. Partly because I think it can get confusing for players when some cards aren't thematically accurate at the moment. Yeah, so I think part of it's thematics, part of it's you know, it's like I'm trying to think how to explain it. Oh, you meant the concept of old god structures in general. Yeah, kind of. So, well, I was just thinking, like, yeah, so, like, alternatively, because everything's going to be represented by a different icon now. So, like, a lot of the time when I'm going to be editing stuff in here, it's going to be different anyway. It's all icon based anyway. Instead of calling them old god structures, they're called like pylons or whatever. Exactly. Yeah. Like I was thinking of calling, like, instead of like lands, call them like wastelands, right? And I think that makes it more, it makes it less confusing, right? There's less room for error, I think, for a new player. I don't think anyone's really ever gotten that confused, but there are things like, I don't know, like library. Library says it triggers on when a structure or land card is destroyed. I feel like it makes clear, yeah. Less overlap between the two sides. Yeah, because like right now it's like, and then I think there's a lot of things where people think like when a old god structure appears, they're like, okay, does that have to go on top of a land because the players' ones have to go on top of lands? So like there's little bits of confusion, and I don't think it's necessarily a big deal, but I think it could just make sense. Like there's already monsters and minions. Wait, no, so it does. Wait, does library not trigger on old god land structures? It does, but it can be put into question when you read that, right? But it definitely does trigger on. It's supposed to. But now instead I can just put the icons in there, right? I can put 4 different icons instead of, you know, whatever. Phew, okay, yeah, no, it's working as intended. But the thing is, that could be easily misconstrued, right? I feel like. Or at least bring up questions in a player. Like, is this working? Is that how it's supposed to work? Blah, blah, like, I feel like, I feel like having them have the same terminology is confusing, even if it isn't really that bad. So yeah, I was thinking like, you know, renaming, yeah, instead of old god land, just change it to like wasteland or haunt. I asked ChatGPT to help me here. It's not required, but it's a cool idea. Yeah, and part of it, is I was thinking of like a few other things that like, hold on. Okay, sorry. What were we thinking here? I was like, no, not this. I think there was like Deadland could be cool. Barrens could be cool, or change it to like Wasteland and then call Wasteland Barrens. Monsters are already basically the same thing as old god heroes versus heroes anyway, so that so the idea does work. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, I had like a bunch. I was just brainstorming on ChatGPT because that's what it's good for. But so yeah, I was thinking. I think lands just being called wastelands is a good one. Let's just write these down real quick. Oops, just closed my thing. So this would be under Old God. So you change like lands to like waste W8 there. I'm like spelling the wrong kind of waste. I'm like, my brain is not working. Lands, it's one word. And then you'd probably have to, I did lands twice. I'm losing my mind. And then you change the card waste land to like barons. Maybe ruins for structures. I was thinking that. So like structures. God, I cannot spell. Sucks to suck, you know. Ruins. I think there was. I could see potentially calling them like. Let's see here. I thought I had something else. I think one that ChatGPT said was Pandemonium, but I feel like most people don't think of Pandemonium as a place, even though it technically is. Oh, I feel like that might be more like a land. That's more like a land. Your inability to spell just adds to the flavor of the stream. Don't worry, I know. Dyslexic flavored. Yeah, I'm right there. Guiltitude Chat GPT is my go-to with ideas I need help developing. I mean, it's great for like that's like what it should be used for. It's just brainstorming, right? Because it's never going to give you a perfect final thing, like in your voice with whatever words you're looking for. Yeah, I think ruins is probably ruin or ghost town wreckage. No. Yeah, I think ruins is a good one. And then that leaves spells, which I was tempted to call like events or something like that. Because then you can have, what are you doing? Cat's just hanging out in the box on my table. It's great. There's probably a better word for it. What is a word for event? I didn't use AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. Similar times yet. It's great for just coming up with things, like quick ideas. Cataclysms could be cool, but I feel like cataclysm is like one word. I just don't use it. I mean, that's totally fair. Totally fair. It's not even close. A plural, the plural? Maybe I did get it right. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll know what I mean. Cataclysms. Okay, I wasn't sure if there was like a cooler word. Cataclysms sounds weird, whereas name for world-ending event. There's other words, and I'm just... Apocalypse? No, that's not right. Armageddon? No. The problem is, like, it's... I think Cataclysm... Yeah, it does sound weird. Yeah, it's not quite right. I'd almost rather just say events. It's like a world event in like in like a yeah, it's better for singular cards right now. Yeah, agreed. Give me a more plural. Like, still plural. Word. Okay, it's just gonna give me S's, isn't it? Yep. You freaking... Calamities? No. I like calamities better. Calamities is okay. At least sounds better than cataclysms. Finalities, yep. So hopefully, yeah, that was not good. I knew it wasn't gonna give me anything good. Calamities is okay. Yeah, it's not perfect. All right, whatever. ChatGPT. Calamities. Yeah. Well, mishaps. No. I'm trying to think along that vein. I feel like it needs to sound evil, you know? Well, hold on. Maybe I'm thinking of this wrong. What if it's like evil spells, like a hex or a curse? What about a curse? First degree misdemeanor. What about curse? I think a curse is a cool idea, right? Because it's like a evil spell, right? I think that might be it. I think that might be what I go with. Curse is perfect, yeah. Okay, yeah. So we'll do that. I think that's a good idea, right? Like, I think just renaming them just make it make sense. I think that's a... And those all... They're adjacent, but they don't feel like they're the same thing. And it just adds clarity to the game, which is always a good thing. Never leave room for misconceptions of different things. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do that then. We'll implement that in a minute. I'm gonna give it a second, but minion card back, that would be art. This is just so we could have, in theory, this is probably not necessary until I add additional minion types. In fact, we're just gonna put it in like there. but I will need minion card back so that if we want to have different minion types, and then that way the decks look different. So more attack orders. No, eventually maybe, but we'll see. Forest should have X unit gain. Yeah, additional minions should come with additional old gods / old god decks that are a bit in the future. Exactly. Agreed. Forest should have X unit gain. Yeah, so this was the idea, was to take Forest, because everyone looks at Forest, sees the unit spawn icon, and then ignores the text completely. Now, I don't know if this is... I feel like Forest shouldn't have an X. It just be worded in a base effect. So here's the thing. I think it might not matter, because now the icons are going to make you read the card. That's my hope. So I might hold that off till next patch and see if like this, because you see the unit gain icon in the text now. So I'm hoping, because a lot of people will just pass up the text, like, oh, I don't see unit gain, I'm gonna ignore it, and then just keep moving on. But if this little icon's in there, I think hopefully people will read it, right? So I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm gonna throw it to the next. I feel like Forest shouldn't have an X, just be reworded. It could just be a reworded base effect. So yeah, I feel like the icon's helpful too, and also it's a player's mistake anyway. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to make things dummy proof, but we'll see. We'll see if it keeps happening. But like, that is like one of the things I catch people on the most. They're like, okay, this, okay, and then they never go back to it and be like, oh wait, there's a land on it. 2 more. So we'll see. Cognitive enhancement is an additional... Okay, so this is the cognitive enhancement fix. I think you're probably right on the modal thing. Either, yeah, so... Because, yeah, we're talking about making it modal. I think it needs to be nerfed, because it, like, there's just situations where it's so frickin' powerful. And I think the way to do that... do it like send reinforcements, I think. Because playing extra cards is situational, and most of the time it's going to be effective when you're already winning the game. Yeah. The problem is, the biggest thing with cognitive enhancement is originally it let you like draw like 3 cards. I think it was originally what it did. And the thing is, in that situation, it was just always worth instantly playing. I think a singular card draw, the problem is, if it's modal, getting a singular card draw is pretty bad, because you're just cycling through the card, right? I mean, it's nice, but I guess it's almost like the real problem is that there's really just probably still not enough card draw. I guess 1 card is kind of bad, yeah. So I almost wonder if I just remove the card draw. But even playing 3 cards is still too powerful. I think what I might do... Because really it's just cycling the cards. And that's fine, but... I think I might just need to change it. You may play one of each type of cards per turn. Yeah, well, it's super situational. Most games, my hand is empty. Yeah. Like sometimes it's either like the problem right now is it's either like worthless or game ending, you know? You almost think, man, my hand is so full, I wish I could play more cards. Yeah, it's true. The only time I ever really wish that is if I'm playing like God of Magic and like have extra land. Like mountains, I mean. I just don't want it. The only time I can remember using card enhancement was playing extra cards. Which I probably should. Well, I wasn't already winning a game while I was playing Harvest and starting. It was entirely lands. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna think about that for now. It could be something that I'm gonna put it in here, but I don't think I need to do right this exact instant. I'm gonna think about it because I'm still not sure. You have an idea? All right, I'm ready. May let a player reshuffle one of 3 cards of their choice. I'm trying to think about it like that. I like it as an idea. Hold on, reshuffle. I'm debating here. I think I like that. I like it better than card draw because it's more interesting and it doesn't feel like you're getting a ton more card. Like if you do 1 to 3 cards, that's cool. I think maybe doing that and making it modal. So like something like a bit of a rework I had of a card idea itself. Yeah, I was thinking like reshuffle. So it's like choose 1, reshuffle 1, 2, 3 cards and redraw that amount. Or play an additional card of each type. Draw 3 cards and you play 1 extra card of each type this turn. Shuffle 3 cards back into your deck. So the problem with having them draw cards first, I think I mean, it's too powerful with 3. I think I like the idea of just reshuffling, right? Because obviously it's not really good if you have no cards at all. It kind of, I guess the bad part about it is it removes the card draw, but a singular card draw isn't good if it's 1 card, right? It has to be 2 cards if it's... Well, if you have a lot of cards, you're 90% winning. Yeah. The thing is, it has to be situational, right? Like, you have to have something where it's like, you have to have a reason to not use it, if that makes sense. I mean, this is basically like a... I mean, as long as you have 1 card in your hand, you can reshuffle it, right? So that is basically like a card draw, because you're just exchanging a card you don't want for something you do want. Or play an additional card of each type. It's pretty huge, but... my idea, you have 1 card you get to choose from 3 cards, and the reason to not use it would be if you like the cards you have in your hand anyway. Yeah. Oh, let me reread yours one more time. Draw 3 cards. You may play 1 extra card of each type this turn. Shuffle 3 cards back into your deck at the end of your turn. What if you have... The only problem with that wording is if you play every card you have. Say you have 1 card in your hand, you draw 3 cards, you play all 4 cards, then what do you do? I think that's the problem with the wording. You aren't allowed to play every card in your hand? Well, if you had... Draw 3 cards. You may play 1 extra card of each type this turn. I see the problem, though. Well, yeah, I mean... You aren't allowed to play every card in your hand. Oh, so, like, you have to have 3 remaining. I think... Okay, so the wording would be like... Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I don't think about that for a minute. I like the idea. I just need to consider it a bit. Choose 1. Reshuffle 1 of 3 because it's not like it 100% needs to be changed, but it probably could be better. Why not have an empty hand draw X amount of cards? That could work. It is a... I think the thing is, the biggest problem we have is that typically you don't have a ton of cards in your hand, which is not ideal because it's probably better to like have stuff to choose from. Because you can play one of each type of cards per turn, and eventually you're just out of cards. Unless you have enough card draw. So typically that means you're just like reshuffling your cards, or like you have like one card to play with and you're just reshuffling that guy. I have a brilliant idea. You would have to buff the monsters a lot to compensate for this, but what if players draw an extra card if their hand is empty? That could be interesting. I'm thinking that through. The only reason the biggest reason I don't like that is because it's like a rules thing, right? It's like something you have to look in the rules book to remember to do it. But because most games I'm spending a good amount of time just drawing one card and playing it. Yeah, it's not good gameplay specifically. The biggest problem, because yeah, it's not even a choice. It's just like the choices are more of how you use your cards, not how you play your cards, which is probably a bad thing. You probably should have your hand full of cards, and it'd be a decision of what cards you are playing rather than what cards like it should be a question of what cards are you going to play, not do you have cards to play. Okay, so this would probably be a bit too big of a change, but what if you increase the base card draw a lot and let the players only play with 2 card maximum per turn? I could see that potentially. Yeah, because the problem is right now we're looking at cognitive enhancement as like we're trying to fix a bigger problem, I think is the biggest thing there. Oh, guess who's at her little spot? Bam. Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, it's really a bigger problem than cognitive enhancement not working correctly, right? And it kind of goes along with this next one, is that God of Magic starts with less cards was an idea I had, but I don't know if that's necessarily like something I should do because I don't really know where our state of card draw is. Cognitive enhancement is a Luna sign of a bigger problem. Yeah, exactly. All right, I think we think about that for a bit. You should change card draw before messing with Magic. Exactly, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, honestly, that's just probably something I have to play with. I almost wonder if, like, the problem with increasing card draw is it makes the game easier, because you'll always have ways to deal with stuff. I think I have a bigger and more insane idea. Oh no. You could always have to sacrifice a monster to draw a card. There is a bit of that. Yeah, power level cards. Yeah, so there is like of it too is just adding more monster death effects that have card draw, because there are some of those, like Rift Spawner, you kill it and each player draws a card. So there could be more of that. So yeah, that's something to consider. And honestly, maybe it's just a matter of just trying to play with more card draw and see how it feels. Just in general, everyone draws an additional, like, I don't know. Or an alternative too is potentially just starting with a larger hand, like a larger starting hand. You start with 10 cards. I don't know. What if the start of a player's turn, a player has to choose between options like draw 5 cards, you may play 1 card this turn, or draw 1 card and you may play 2 cards this turn, etc. Interesting. I do kind of like the idea that you could forego your turn to draw more cards, essentially, or something like that. It is interesting. Like not playing. The biggest fight in my brain about that kind of thing is the more rules you add outside of cards, the more confusing it is for new players. That's my biggest like weird thing with that. Starting with 10 cards wouldn't fix the issue. The moment you get into late game, you don't have extra cards. Card draw, it's back to the same thing. You have a chance change the game, card draw. Yeah, no, it's true. Unless you get more cards that give you more card draw, but I'm gonna stew on this idea of card draw. I like everything you threw out. I'm gonna have to think about that, because I like the idea of having options for more card draw. I understand you exactly. One of the biggest things I dislike about Magic, for example, is the cards straight up don't tell you what they do. Yeah. So I don't want to like you have to go into the rule book and then read and then try to figure out what like alternating different mechanics based on certain states of the game or whatever. That is my biggest worry with that. So I'll have to think about that, but I do like the idea. But I feel like what I said wasn't too much to remember. I agree. It's just, yeah, it's a big change, so I'd want to consider it. I mean, it's probably something that we just play test, right? They just go, we just try in like specific games and see how it feels, right? I mean, I guess the rule could be like you can sacrifice. Does that make sense? You can sacrifice a ability to play a card for the ability to draw a card. Magic the Gathering has problems because it's been going for too long. Yeah, it's the one piece of card games. Not that that specifically is bad for going on too long. I just couldn't get past 100 and however many episodes. Anyway, Yeah, maybe just a simplified version is you can choose to, so like you get the ability to play 3 cards each. Let's just write this down and we'll think about it. Rules. You may play 3 cards normally. And then you may sacrifice the ability to play each, or there's a better way to word this, but play each card for more card draw. This is just to help me remember it. This isn't actually like how I'd word it. But like, so then if you let the player choose to sacrifice playing cards to draw more, a lot of the time there will be objectively optimal way to do that. I don't like that idea. Well then thinking. Well, how exactly, your idea was the player can choose between some options like draw 5 cards and play 1 card this turn, or draw. I mean, it's essentially similar, it's just more. This might be the wrong wording, is part of it. I feel like you should just have choice between 2 ideas, because even if you could play multiple cards this turn, you could instead decide to still draw more just to see cards. Actually, no, I like your idea better. I think the reason I like mine is because it's simpler, but I'm thinking like yours better. More choices and explained simpler, yeah. I'm not like 100% certain on this, but it's definitely something I could, it's just like to try it. Because I mean, the thing is, you're sacrificing your ability to play a card, and if you have 1 card in your hand, you're always drawing 2 cards. Or if you just want to skip your turn, you can draw 3. So that is like a choice that actually matters. I don't think anyone would ever skip their turn, but it does allow you to. And it's not like a complicated rule, because it's like either you can play a card or you can draw a card. But you can't play more than 1 of each type of card. You may play 1 of each type of cards per turn. You may forego playing a card instead to draw X number of cards. Yeah. Exactly. That's a better wording. I copy this. Of course, it's white text. There we go. I'll copy that instead. Right, yeah. True, yep. More important. Come on. I'm wondering, just let me think for a second. I don't know if it's actually more clear, but I'm trying to decide if it is. Because you could kind of word it instead, like word it like you have 3 actions per turn. Gotta go be in back in 30 minutes. Okay, sounds good. See you in a bit. I'll probably still be on. I might grab a snack while I'm on, but I do want to get through negative effects, but what else we got? Cause yeah, I could see it being like you have 3 actions per turn. Like you may either draw a card or play a card. That might be the better way to word it, but I'm not entirely certain. Actions might not be the right word. I'll have to see how like other games do it, but this is that's something we'll consider in a bit, but okay. All right, so we're gonna consider that, and we'll come back to that later. Okay. Gotta stretch. Freaking neck is still hurting somehow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so the next idea is adding negative effects. Well, I'm half tempted to just quickly implement the names here. All right, we name Wasteland to like. Well, let's pop this over here for a second. Actually, let's do it this way. So we decided we're gonna rename Wasteland to Barrens. And then I think we go and Control Shift H. Control H? There we go. Waste. Or no. Old God. And we change that to Wasteland. I'm trying to think if this is gonna mess anything up. I don't think so. I mean, it is gonna mess stuff up, but I'm trying to think of what it will. 7 instances. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's fine. We can just change this, edit. Change that to wasteland. Done. Fight all. Wasteland. Warp. Close. Now the other one is probably in here. Which we won't need this to be as nearly confusing as it currently is. False alarm for like 5 more minutes. LMAO. Good. Yeah, I'm trying to just replace these right away. Although I am going to break a bunch of stuff in my thing here. That's fixed. Although I don't know if I even need to change anything. Do I? Probably do. Because this is, as you can tell, not the most simple of formulas. Because it's removing like a bunch of text, although it doesn't need to do that anymore. So we can probably just use this now, except replace. Let's see if this fixes it. This would just be OG cards. I like how I just have it called OG. Header, index, player cards. Let's change to OG. Let's change to OG cards. And so is this. Oh wait, I fixed this one. I fixed the wrong one. Hello? Gone again, oh man. Okay, bye. I think it might be because of this. It also might not be B3. B2. It's also because it's the wrong number. This is B12? Why is this not working? Okay, first of all, okay, why is that not working? Okay, it's looking at lookup table, going to looking at OG cards on B12, then going... Let's just start with... Yeah. It has something to do with it being Wasteland, but... It's probably because I spelled it wrong in one of these places, honestly. Wasteland. W-A... W-A-S-T-E-L-A-N-D. Okay, that's correct. Is there actually a space there? There's actually a space there. I think. That literally could be it. Yep, that was it. There's a freaking space. So annoying. Alright. Beautiful. Gotta love how it does that. Okay, and then now we need to go into here. We need to go into Dexterous, and we need to actually look at a card art. We want here. We need to change this to... I still have Wasteland, I do. I actually don't even need this. Wasteland underscore icon. Copy. I also need to do it here. No, that was not what we wanted. So it should be Wasteland underscore header. Copy. All little things that need to change here. I guess I should just do it this way because there's more room for y'all to see this way, I think. Icon index, we need to go to... Where is it? Enemy land. Control H. E-N-E-M-Y. Land E. Do waste. Nope. Wait. Fuck it. We don't trust my ability to spell. Back to that. We want to do header icon. Okay, that should, in theory, fix all that. Done. Structures. So now we rename these. We have to do that whole process all over again. Ruins. Done. Fight all. Change it to ruins. Scroll down. Although I think this should still be okay, right? No. Why? Oh, because there's nothing in the lookup table. We want old god structure. was the only instance. It's fine. Replaced. We need to rename this to Ruins and this to Ruins. Technically I don't, to be honest. Some of this I don't actually need to change, but where's that? I don't think that messes with that, but there we go. And then last one. And then we're all fixed up on that. What did I say? Curses? Curse? A curse I went with like a yellow. Okay. Curse. And then we just do the same thing all over again. No space, don't do that. That'll break everything. Here we go. And enemy spell. I'm pretty sure I never mentioned it ever outside of that, but you never know. Curse. And then we change this. We might change that icon. I'm not in love with it. It's kind of cool, but kind of not. Okay, that should in theory fix everything. And that is done. Okay, cool. We did that. So that can just go back in here, go back here, go back in here. Okay, crazy spreadsheets now. It's kind of cool. Everything's automated. Makes life much easier. So I was checking something real quick. All right. All right, we got all that. Probably actually just cross these off. Hitting the wrong button. And then I guess we'll look at the negative effects for a bit. And then it's probably lunchtime for me. World Ender, definitely not a negative effect. He's too scary. Rift Spawner, also scary. Definitely not a negative effect. Destroy one minion controlled by the old god for Ravender. Ravender is pretty strong. I don't think that necessarily can be a weak effect. Each player gains 1 unit on their weakest hero. That sounds like... Yeah, but the weak effects... I don't think I like that for a weak death effect. I don't think I like that for a negative death effect. If you have a structure, you can play it immediately. See, I was thinking of actually making Chaos Worm's whole thing that they're just a negative death effect. What I was thinking is kind of nerfing them for the sake of making them more interesting. Because right now you get a negative death effect whether you kill them or not. I kind of like the idea that it has I kind of like the idea that its base effect is put onto its defeated effect, and then potentially just make it weaker, because I kind of like the idea that it's as strong as like a it's as strong as just like a minion, but when you kill it, it becomes 3 of them, and so you have to decide whether you're actually going to kill it or not. I could even buff it by giving it an additional like thing it kills, but I think I like that idea, and I'm gonna go with it. Because I think that's more interesting. I also wonder if I give it like an additional minion. That's a lot of action economy. We'll consider that for a bit. Abyssal Horde. When this monster attacks, play a minion card. Each player gains 1 unit on their weakest structure. This seems like a, this seems like a good candidate for a negative effect, but I don't know exactly what that would be yet. So let's think about it. I think each of the... I think this one is probably a good candidate. This one's a good candidate. I don't think you ever need... Anything with high power level doesn't need to have a negative effect, honestly, I don't think. Because you're already getting penalized enough for trying to destroy it in the first place. So I think neither of those. Each player plays 1 card. What was this? Chaos Keep. Chaos Keep, you don't want it to have a negative effect because you need the positive effect on that one because it's kind of weak. Null Sanctum is definitely a good consideration. Destroy 1 minion controlled by the old god. Or 2 minion. No, we leave that. I think Shadow's Den probably could afford to have a stronger effect, because Shadow's Den's actually kind of situationally really bad. A land of your choice gains 1 unit. Yeah, that one's definitely potentially negative status effect or negative death effect. Each player may shuffle a card of your choice back into your deck and draw 1 card. Gain a card. Wait, a card of your choice gains 1 unit. That's definitely, again, throw a minion control. Oh god. Okay, so these are the candidates for death effects. This could potentially be more powerful as well. Siege Engine and Shadows Down are both pretty powerful. Some of these are like situationally good. And I feel like if I make this many of these negative, it just might get real bad. But then again, these shouldn't be what the gods look like, honestly. Like, I think the weakest god should be this. Strongest god could still be what it is, but I think like that's probably what it should be. The weakest god should be 2 and 2. The other god should be 2 and 3, and then the other one should be 3 and 2. So we're gonna test that out. I don't know about. I think we can say 20 on each of these. I think 15's too low as well, because you can 1 turn a 15 level boss. Or maybe they should just all be 25, honestly. Let's make a note of that. I think we're getting close to where I have to eat food. Each player gains 1 unit. This should be. Well, this probably is going to be different anyway. Abyssal Horde. I feel like this might be a little unfair. I mean, I guess you're going to target the Abyssal Horde because it's essentially just spawning minions. I'm trying to decide what kind of and what kind of negative effects we could actually have, right? Lands have negative death effects and monsters have positive ones. That's not 100% true anymore. That was a thought, but I don't think that's necessary. So what could we do? We already have death on attack. We could have like lose additional units. That one doesn't feel as good. I don't really like the idea of that. Lose a card. What else could you do? I guess you could destroy. Yeah, I mean, kind of along with death on attack, like attacker, card in play, just in time. No, permanently this time. Honestly, I don't know how long I'll be on for, but because I am permanently. Wait, so if I left the stream on forever, you'd have to stay here forever. So I'm just gonna leave. I'll just put the stream on like in the background. Negative effects ideas time. Exactly. I have sort of marked the ones. I think the only one I've changed so far is Chaos Worm. And let me know if you think this is a good idea, but Chaos Worm, I decided I'm in frame for entanglement. Attacker cannot attack next turn. Okay, I like that. It's a little memorization, which I'm not always a fan of, but like trying to remember stuff for next turn, but I'm writing it down. So yeah, one thing I did was Chaos Worm, I removed its base effect from, you know, when it dies, it gains 3 minions, and then put that onto its death effect, and then lowered its power level to 1. And my reason for that, technically it's a nerf, but I like the idea of having a monster that you just keep around because you don't want 3 more of them on the board. You can put that in the game by rotating the card. That's true. Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of what I do with like Nether Muck. I just rotate the card whenever I kill it once. But yeah, okay, yeah, as long as there's a way to track it, you know. But yeah, for Chaos Worm, I think that's more interesting because like there's a thing that's just constantly chipping away at you and you might not kill it because I could even make it stronger if I wanted to. Give it like 2 power and like draw 4 minions or something. Chaos Worm was already like the way you said it. It stays on the board for a long time just because it doesn't make sense to kill it. Well, the thing is, right, like, I don't know, do I need to lower the power level then? Because I kind of like the idea. Because the thing is, if you... let's see how it goes with the new version. Yeah, because like the biggest thing is I was still doing 3 damage, so killing it means that it because it was a power level of 3, so it, like you kill it and then you get 3 more. So it really is like a net 0 when you kill it, whereas this is like a net, it is a net negative if you kill it. So I may want to, you know, tweak the numbers slightly, but yeah, I think it probably makes sense to see how it goes. Because I think this time, like, you might just be taking chip damage from it just existing. Because you don't want to have to deal with 3 minions. But yeah, okay, we'll leave it for now. Abyssal Horde, I could see potentially having some sort of death effect. I also have a new card idea to do things with negative effects too, so it summoning minions will cause it to be interesting either way. Yeah, I agree. That sounds cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to actual... Luna left her perch. Rip. Goodbye, Luna. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to work on new cards too. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Each player gains 1 unit on the weakest structure. That's a basically a nothing. So we could potentially do something with Abyssal Horde. Trying to think what makes sense there. I don't want to just have minion spawn. Well, yeah, let's keep writing down ideas. If killing Abyssal Horde causes every minion to attack again. Bit excessive, but it could be cool, I think. I don't know. I do actually think that is cool. I was kind of thinking something maybe like that, but now that you say it, I think it might be because that makes you really want to kill every minion before you kill it, right? But if there's like, yeah. So just, I guess maybe say it like every minion attacks immediately. That's definitely not useful immediately, is it? 100% not. I was like, I know that's wrong. I know it's very, very wrong, but I don't know. I don't spell good. You know, spell good. Every minion attacks immediately. That sounds terrifying. I hate it. Let's leave it. Let's see how it goes. Oh lord, it's going to be terrifying to play now. Yeah. I mean, it was nerfed anyway, because it was stronger before when it was having minions attack whatever, but now, why must I have such terrifying ideas? Curse me and my ideas. No. That's funny. So I think the two weak lands, like as in far as power level, that have lots of card draw are good. Good candidates as well. Like the Forsaken Forest draw 3 minion cards on its draw phase. Yeah, this is making the old gods feel so much scarier just doing it. And it's already kind of scary, arguably, with the new patch, because I've had certain games that just have been much scarier. Yeah, they're good candidates. Oh no, this game is going to be so horrible. Yeah, I think we'll see. Honestly, we keep keep making the old god too weak. Here's the one thing I did do. I changed the weakest god to 2 card. Well, first of all, I changed all of them to 25 health because I think that's a good number. Potentially, maybe I just do this one 20 health. Not that it really matters, but it's an easy god, and maybe you want to have a quick game, so I think that's fair. But 2 cards instead of what it was like 1 card, 1 minion or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's 2 cards, 2 minions. Middle god, 2 cards, 3 minions instead of, I think, the 2 cards, 2 minions, and then hardest god is still 3 cards, 2 minions. For land, what about a land of your choice doesn't gain units until its next turn? I like that thematically. I'm trying to think if there's like a better way to do that, because that's arguably not that horrible. And maybe that's fine. Maybe that's like... Yeah. It's not that bad, but come on. Yeah, no, sorry, I was just thinking it through. I think I do like it. I was thinking about the whole keeping track of stuff, but yeah, rotating cards I think is fine. It's not great for sure. So there's two different lands. There's the minion one, and then there's the card draw one. I would say the minion one is less scary. Right now, if you have 10 minions and you kill Abyssal Horde, they instantly take 10 damage. Let's relax a little with the negative effects. Hey man, these were your idea in the first place. This is all your fault, really. So, at least I'm pretty sure you came up with this idea completely, right? Like, negative effects were your idea? I think they were. I could be wrong, but... Oh, look! Best viewers! What does that even mean? What is a best viewer? I'm considering staying silent, but I physically can't stop myself. All right, we got a person to ban. Oh, I can hear myself. Die. Report. Scam. Next. Spam. Next. Spam bot. 4 views. This is like all I get from frickin' Twitch. Boop. Close. Get banned. Okay. What if card draw land, the old god draws 2 cards instantly, and I mean draws, not plays. I'm debating on that. Okay, hold on, let me add the other one first. We'll do oops. Trying to decide if that's how we word things, but a land of your choice cannot gain units until next turn. Is that what you said? A land of your choice doesn't gain units. I'd use cannot instead of doesn't, but maybe draws 1 card, I don't know. So see, that's exactly what, oops, that's exactly what, Chaos Worm actually used to do. Chaos Worm used to draw a card on death. I kind of almost like it better on not a land. I'd almost rather have that on a structure, because it's kind of keeps with that whole idea where it's like the death effect shouldn't necessarily correlate with the ability itself, or like the card itself. So it's like you're getting some sort of other effect. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I almost feel like that's a cooler idea on a non-land. Yeah, okay, structures could be better. Yeah, I think it could be like a better thing for like amplification tower or something. We'll pin it, we'll come back to that. Well, let's see. I'm just gonna keep writing stuff down. Lose additional units. That one's kind of lame. I could see you having, well, we're probably not gonna do it on any of this, but I could see having a card make you lose additional units, like a monster. I think that would be the only one that would make sense, because then it can attack for a certain number of units, and then killing it is a higher requirement than its power level actually says. So I could see that being cool. But I don't specifically think any of the ones we have are I don't really want any more negative death effect monsters. That's probably something for later. I do like the idea of discarding a card. I think that's kind of fun. And it's not like horrible, but it's especially if we change the all right, let's look at some of these again. I kind of actually like, well, let's see. All right, I guess we can look at these. Abyss. Okay, that was the one we were talking about. Player drop. Player finish phase, gain 1 unit less. Yeah, what if we do, like, for the 1 less unit gain, you like discard a card for Null Sanctum? So if you're like too far behind, you don't have any cards in your hand, doesn't really matter. But if because it's a really shitty thing to have, because it's always going to affect you once, and that can be really bad for a turn. So I think I like that for that. Probably should have conditional formatting, where if this thing says one thing, it colors the boxes, but Null Sanctum is I'm not giving ideas about Null Sanctum. Oh, you think it's already too strong? Yeah, Null Sanctum is crazy, and so is Amplification Tower. I've gotten so screwed by Amplification Tower. But it should probably have a negative effect. I don't think it's too strong. Null Sanctum is my enemy. Yeah, it just kind of sucks. I think discarding a card is a weak enough effect that I'm okay with it. I don't want super strong effects for Null Sanctum or Amplification Tower. Honestly, Void Rift seems like maybe a good one for playing a card. You can't do anything against Null Sanctum. I guess if you have a spell. Yeah, if you have Demolish, you can, but but it's gonna trigger and it's gonna hurt you no matter what. I think your idea for drawing a card is going on Void Rift. It's like either it doesn't get to play the cards that it discarded, or gets to play the cards that it discarded, or it gets to draw a card. I think that's probably it, even though I hate it. Or plays a card, rather. Let's just copy. Well, I guess it's not really that, but we're just gonna. What she plays, and it plays a card. I guess that's it. OG plays a card. And that's negative. Also note for Void Rift, you can actually plan for it and it can be really good in specific situations. That's true, yeah, if you make sure you kill stuff in the right order. It could definitely be good. Okay, we only have 2 more negative effects. And these red ones, I was thinking of maybe giving a slightly better effect because I think they're probably too weak, potentially. So we'll go to that in a second. All right, Abyss. Players draw an additional card on their draw phase. If you can control discard pile well enough, you can fill it up with positive death effect cards and monsters that aren't that bad, and you can basically farm cards for units. That's actually, yeah, that's cool. Smart idea. Yeah, it's interesting. I like that. It's cool. You just have to be killing stuff fast enough, otherwise it could be bad. I mean, it depends on what it's drawn before. So if you get it early, you leave it up, you can use it in a smart way for sure. Until it draws world ending, or like, ah, okay. Well, crap. Yeah, amplification tower is just like, I've had like 2 games where I've had tons of minions and it spawned and it just like decimated us. We could have it killing cards. We could have, yeah, losing additional cards. Oh, you said cannot attack. I kind of like that, actually. You can't give amplification tower bad enough effect, negative effect to make players not instantly kill it. Agreed, yeah. The only way I leave amplification tower active is if World Ender's still there. And then you could just kill World Ender for 3 units, which is, you know. Amplification tower probably needs a rename to like Chaos Tower or something. I don't like Chaos Tower, doesn't sound as cool. Like Chaos Engine or something. I guess we have Siege Engine. I don't know. It probably needs a rename because it technically lowers the power level of other monsters, right? Essentially. Which maybe is worded poorly. Like, maybe it should say all monsters and minion cards are now set to power level of 3. I don't know. That's the thought. But I do like your idea of the attacker cannot attack on this turn. I feel like it's good as the wording as this. Okay, cool. Attacker cannot attack. I think intel is the wrong word. Attack on there. Attacker cannot attack on their next turn. And then I think this is probably it too. And that feels like you're getting like slightly punished for it, but it's not so bad that like you're forced to kill it. So I think that's fine. All right, one more here. An Abyss draws 2 cards per turn. Ooh, another good terrifying idea. Hit me. Let's hear it. I'm gonna stretch and sit up straight. Ooh, oh, almost just pulled a muscle in my back. That was good. Stretching too hard. Ugh. God, getting old sucks. What about a negative effect that disables your god's effect for the next turn? I'm thinking that through. Sometimes that's awful and sometimes that's not bad at all, you know? I'm thinking that through. I'm thinking like through like options of cards, because you can have gods, you could have lands, and you could have heroes. We have gods, or we have heroes, and we have lands essentially. I think I'd. I mean, this is probably the scariest land card to exist. At most, it's going to be ineffective. At worst, it's going to steal 30 to 40 units from you. Yeah. My only worry with some of these is we really need to clarify what next turn is. Well, like, say you have one of these things, right? Like your land cannot generate units. I reworded it to on their, or units on their next turn, which makes sense because when it comes, because you're killing it on your turn generally, but if you kill it, no, I think on your next turn makes the most sense. But the problem is, like, God of Death, until the end of your next turn. Until the end of your next turn. Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it. Yeah, that's the right way. That's it. That makes it clearer. Okay, yeah, so the question is, do we want this Abyss to do, like, gods, or do we want to, like, structures? Gods is definitely scarier. Abyss is pretty good if left alone, although pretty weak. Yeah, we'll do gods. Is it all gods, or just, like, a god of your choice? Your god? I guess the attacker's god, right? Yeah. Attacker's god's effects are disabled until the end of next turn. And that could add some cool, like, playing around it. It's like you attack it, like, last if you have a god that's, like... I don't even know if there's a god that actually works with that kind of thing anymore, but... That's a pretty balanced amount of negative and positive effects there. The only weird thing with this, a land of your choice cannot gain units until the end of the next turn. It doesn't specify that it has to be the attackers, but I'm just gonna leave it. I think it's okay. We're gonna go with that. These two, I think, could probably have a bit more of a positive effect. Shadow's Den, monsters minions that would attack strongest now attack weakest. I think they could... I have a feeling humans are gonna struggle a bit. Probably. Yeah. But that's part of the thing is, like, we've been playing on the hardest god all the time, right? And I think that's probably, like, not ideal, right? So I think it's probably going to be more balanced around the medium god, where it's drawing 2 cards and 3 minions instead of 3 cards and 2 minions. And I think that should keep the game a little bit better, because you're getting a lot of cards without effects, and that should change it. But we'll see. I'm not 100% certain on that. In worst case, if the game, it doesn't really matter if the heroes struggle as much. My ego will not let me play the medium god. Yeah, I know, I feel that. I think part of it is that as long as the enemies are interesting to play against, I don't think it matters how hard they are, because we can always make the players stronger, right? As long as you're making interesting choices to defeat them, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But this is definitely a buff for all of the old god. There's hardly a nerf. The only nerf I would say is Chaos Worm. But yeah, I do want to potentially... Shadow's Den and Siege Engine, I think, need a little bit better of a positive effect. Each player getting 2 units of your choice, I think, is not super fair. Because these can, like, destroy you in the wrong situation. Sometimes they're worthless, but I'd rather give them, like, interesting... things. And then Siege Engine, each player may shuffle a card of your choice back into the deck and redraw a card. That one might be okay, but I don't know. I also feel like you should buff the gods a lot right now, especially since buffing player card draw is on the table right now. Does it feel like you should or shouldn't? I don't want to touch the gods right now, honestly. Oh, you mean the old... Oh, sorry, buffing the old god. Sorry, I can't read. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if we add card draw, then I'm not really worried about it either. For sure. But yeah, these two, I think they could be a little bit better. Do you agree with that? Shadow's Den, monsters and minions that could attack strongest now attack weakest. It's got 8 power level, which is pretty high. Each player gains 2 units on a land of their choice. Seems dyslexia flavored stream. Num 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 num. Yum 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 yum. Tastes like backwards. Yeah, I feel like I should have a good effect. We did remove all of the, like, going through and playing a card, more or less. Like, there's no search through your deck until you grab whatever and then play it. That's like completely removed now. So, I mean, maybe we could do those for those 2 cards. I think that would be kind of good because we don't have. Yeah, it could be a search thing again. Yeah, because we removed that. So I'd say like Shadow's Den, we could give like a hero, and then Siege Engine. It couldn't be maybe a land. It's weird doing it with structures because if you don't have a land, you can't play the structure. So. Sounds cool. Also, player agency is rad. Agreed. So yeah, we'll do that. How do I, did I delete? I think it's in my old versions. I can actually pull this back up. Remember how y'all made me copy this so I didn't delete all my stuff? Pre-power level removal. Oh wait, this is the. It's this one. No, this is the very old one. Maybe I did delete it. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. I thought I saved it. Search for your deck for a type of card of your choice. I guess that could work too. I think you wouldn't want to have it like any card. I think if we did that, it would have to be like draw 3 cards, pick one you want, and then put it back into the deck. I think is the way that would have to be. Because I don't want you to like just pick any card you want, right? I think that would be weird. Yeah, draw 3, pick one is better. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Draw 3 cards. Is it pick one or play one? Play one is probably stronger. Could be one of each. Could be one for the Shadows Den and one for the Siege Engine. Yeah. I think I'm gonna say reshuffle the rest. Just because I'm still not... Just because I'm not sure about discard yet. Because that, in theory, could be bad if we ever get to a point where you're... Yeah. Should I do that for both of these? Or should I make it unique and different and interesting? Monster means now attack. Here, I don't know. I think probably the same is fine. We'll leave them the same for now. I don't think I need to be crazy or quirky with it. And if we want to add more variation, I can do that later. Okay, that is done. You know what's really crazy? I mean, I could add more to other cards, but I think that's good for now. Especially, again, if we're talking about card draw. Yeah, but look at, like, this is version 1 of the spreadsheet. This is the first spreadsheet we did. And there's no monsters because we were tempted to do like a PvP thing. And then now look at look at all this crud. Version 1 has Thor. Yeah, so all the names of everything was like fantasy or video game characters or just like random like existing characters, and we just rename them. Version 1, best version. Yeah, Thor was... When heroes deal damage, deal half the damage much. Oh, so Thor was the archer, was the elven archer. Aragorn was the warrior. Hercules was the... Or Heracles? I don't know. I never remember which one it is. The Paladin. Sauron's apparently in here. Necromancer, I think, when you have 5 more units. Let's see, mate from a opponent. Oh, that's weird. Oh yeah, because this was like PvP. That didn't make any sense. Lilith and Necromancer on steroids. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it just couldn't die, right? Yeah, but it didn't make any sense because eventually it could just tank everything and not work. It just broke the game. Yup. It's crazy to see how far it's come though, you know? Cannot die is insanely powerful in A8, yeah. Well, I mean, it's literally completely broken, right? I mean, but the thing was like, we couldn't decide. It's like, well, if it can't die, does that mean nothing attacks it? So, yeah, it's gone a long way. It's just kind of interesting, yeah, because you're like, do you keep attacking the same thing and it just doesn't die, or can it just... Is it just not attacked and it just can just keep attacking, but you lose everything behind it, you know? It was a cool idea. Potentially, I could see it being a card. Like, all monsters and whatever ignore the card, but it's invincible. Like, that could be interesting. But, also plan on using powers of cannot die on my card ideas. There you go. Okay. I mean, it is cool. This one was just broken in this aspect. We just need to have more words to describe what that actually means. I have 2 cards I'm toying with, toying with death. Very cool. I'm excited to see what your ideas are. I think we're getting very close to that. Oh my god. Butcher generated 10 units on destroying. Oh, it's only... Wait. Yeah, just gain 10 units. Butcher is double the god of death. This is before gods even existed in the game either. Which didn't really make sense either. This is more the real, actual first playable version. Which, because there's monsters. Yeah, like World Ender was a dragon. Also, Butcher was starting up Pyramid. That was before we knew we were gonna... I think we were thinking of having like heroes and monsters have like the same wording. And hero was just like a temporary term, but then it kind of just changed into... Yeah, kind of gross, huh? Kind of wrong. But yeah. Then we were like, oh yeah, player version doesn't work at all because whoever just goes first wins. Or PvP one just doesn't work. Yeah, there's like weird damage reduction stuff. That was cool, but it just got... Oh, dang it, this isn't my music again. I'm gonna try to copy strike me. Have I really been going for 3 hours? Jesus. That song always gets me. It's so annoying. Gonna have to mute it. Although at least I can like scrub music from the thing. YouTube has like a music removal button, which is kind of cool. I'm glad it's PvE anyway. I don't have any friends I can convince to play card games. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, honestly, it was always going to have PvE, but we are also thinking it could be both. Like you could play PvE or PvP was the goal, but I'm definitely glad. I don't think it's necessary, you know. I don't even know how that would work. Yeah, the problem is there is a huge advantage to going first. And you can even see that in the monster version, right? The fact that the monsters get to draw and attack first is a huge factor of the game. It's something I'm like not entirely sure I love about the game either, but it's kind of just the nature of it. There's really not a better way to do it. Someone gets to attack and do things first, so kind of hard to say. I'm just looking at these now. Trading posts used to be you remove 10 units to draw a card. We did not have a balance for the number of units going on. Lands also did 3 units though, to be fair. You could start the game with the old god having done its first card draw, maybe. Yeah, potentially. Like with 2 monsters on the board, 3 minions already on the board, it doesn't draw its first turn. No, I think it still has to draw its first turn because there's a chance that you just like nah, honestly, I kind of just like how it is. It is kind of like, oh, I have to prepare for you know, prepare for just being attacked first, whatever, but I was half tempted to have like some sort of like wall-based card or something where it's like turn 1, there's like, you know, castle walls or something that you can place in your like hero section that the monsters just attack first, but I think leaving it is just the way it should be. But I don't know, kind of hard to say for sure, but I don't know, kind of interesting just looking at some of these. Oh yeah, you used to get lands when you destroyed them. Or like enemy lands became your lands when you killed them, which thematically makes sense, but just is too much. Oh my god, imagine getting old god lands. But yeah, I guess the thing is they didn't even draw cards. They just had power level. They didn't even do anything. But that would be kind of cool, like you get the card draw. Imagine drawing 2 extra cards per turn. Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. The game would just spiral out of control. And it's just, it would be broken because it's like, how would that even work? Especially if you get like minions, like are the minions on your side? I guess that's how charm works, but okay, as much fun as I'm having, I probably need to eat. This is actually pretty much, okay, hold on, let me quickly write down what I still need to do. I need to write up patch notes. Jesus. I probably need to go over all the icons and make sure it's good. So I need to go through like every card and make sure that everything looks good. I don't know why it keeps showing a blank card. Is there a blank card on here? No. So I need to go through and make sure like all these are correct. Release this update before adding new cards. You're already changed a lot right now. Sorry, yeah, no, I'm not adding new cards. This update's definitely coming out. It's pretty much done. I just need to, yeah, write up patch notes, go over icons, make sure all those are good. All these like little internal whatever icons inside the text, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do before I can just like push out these cards. Because I'm doing it before I add abilities too, because I'd like to add abilities, but I know I should wait. Look how much better that like actually sort of looks. Just so much less wordy looking with icons. This one's a little bit weird, but it's still not, I don't know, we'll see. I may change cognitive enhancement to, I think for now, I'm gonna change it to play one of each type of cards, because 3 additional cards in general is just so much. I think that's what I'm gonna do for now. I'll probably do something better with it later, but playing 3 additional cards is just too much, especially if we are considering yeah, just for now. I'll probably do something better with it, but nope. You may play one additional. I don't know if that's quite right, but you should start adding fixed bridge to every patch note. Yes, exactly. I mean, next one will definitely will fix bridge for real this time. Bridge has not been fixed this patch, actually. Bridge I haven't even touched, so we'll see. I think players will probably be buffed a bit next time. Well, I don't know. I don't know if adding abilities will actually fix bridge or not, but I think that's it. I think I just need to, there might be some like icons and stuff I need to create later, but I think that's pretty much it for now. Oh, okay, last decision to make, and then I need to stop and go eat. Yes, polish mostly, yeah, for sure. Death effects. That should just only not trigger positive death effects, or should we just say it just doesn't trigger any death effects for spells? Because the weird part about not triggering negative death effects is a lot of time it's just not going to do anything anyway. It should only be positive. I mean, there's a good chance that the negative ones don't do anything. Well, for shade, it doesn't do anything. That still does something. Attack. And card destroys. Every minion attacking a land of your choice. Okay. The attacker's god. That still triggers. Discard a card. OG plays a card. Attacker cannot attack. Oh, hold up. Attack it. This is not worded correctly because attacker cannot attack next turn is horribly awful. I want attacking card cannot attack until the end of the next turn. Because just not being able to attack in general would be just awful. Yeah, I was thinking that too. If you kill the shape of the spell, it kills the player IRL. Exactly. So there's a few that might not actually do anything, but I think that's okay. Attack the attacking card. The attacking card cannot attack until the end of your next turn. That seems fair. I don't want just to lose your ability to attack. The only way that would be good is if you had just something that like you built the card specifically for the priority of its negative status effect. Because that could be something we do too, like just a card that like does nothing and then it just has like killing it makes it so you can't attack anything else. And it's like, okay, I just have to wait to kill this. I could see stuff like that being a thing, but that would have to be built around the negative status effect, not just be a thing that, you know, works otherwise. So, that works with something else, rather. I also really like the Nether Muck not being able to attack lands. That was interesting last game I was playing, but... Okay, for real time, I think that's it. We'll leave these as positive status effects then. Look at those cool symbols in there. How beautiful it is. Yeah, like a monster that deals half damage to the strongest hero, but negative stat effect deals 4 damage to every card on the board. Yeah, something like that. So it's just like... Yeah, it's built around its negative status effect rather than it really, you know, being yeah, words, things, stuff. Yeah, being built around its negative status effect rather than anything else. I'm losing cognitive function, speaking of cognitive enhancement, because I have not eaten and it's like an hour past my lunchtime, but that was fun. I think this update I can probably get out relatively quickly or shortly. Maybe what I'll do is I'll try to get it out tomorrow. I'm trying to think if that's realistic. I just have drawing to do. Like most of my life right now is just drawing this children's book because yeah. Excited and scared for next update. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of crazy. Yeah, it's I'm scared too. It's I think it might bring back that sort of... I feel like in the older versions of the game, it was easy for the old god to draw a card and then you just were like terrified that it drew the card. And I feel like that's gotten less and less, and I don't know if that's because I've been playing the game more or what, but this feels like it feels more scary. Oh wait, here. I keep procrastinating on going to eat. I'm being dumb. Ready for this? Bam, look at these. Oh wait, it's broken. What do you mean ref? What do you mean? We should eat. It's kind of a cool thing to do. I know, right? All the cool kids are doing it. Yeah, but look at all these cool... Oh, it actually works. It's kind of funny that a lot of the teal cards I did have negative death effects. Not all of them, but... it's beautiful. Okay, anyway. I'll fix some of the stuff up. I'll put it out. I'll probably try to get out tomorrow or the next day, and then we'll have a new version to play. And I can, yeah, it'll be cool. I'll be back on Wednesday at my normal time. I kind of like the earlier ones, but I also, I don't know. The late ones are nice because then I can play test, but the earlier streams are nice because I have more energy, I feel like. But kind of 6 in one, half dozen in another at this point. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I am leaving. I should like the earlier ones because I can actually join. Yeah. Maybe I'll consider doing more, like doing 2 early ones and 1 later one. See ya and hashtag ref. Yeah, I know. I gotta figure out why is it doing that? I really don't understand. Chaos Worm. Oh, it's because there's like a word in here that it doesn't like, I guess, in here. Yeah, that's it. It was just the old formula or something. Yeah, maybe I'll do switch 2 to the like do. I'll have to see when my like friends are most free because I think it's nice to be able to play test the game. I don't know why I closed that. There we go. It's nice to be able to play test the game on stream, but yeah, I think that will have to be. I'll have to think about that, but I'll consider doing 2 streams earlier and 1 stream later. Because the original reason I did it is because then I could have people on the stream and actually help me with stuff, but because, you know, it's not work time. But anyway, okay, food time. Thank you for hanging out with me, Maximus. Thank you, Thunder, if you're still hanging out. You're still lurking. And anyone else who has been lurking, I appreciate it. Eat, I will. Y'all have a good day. And I will see you all on Wednesday. I believe just our normal time for now, but maybe I'll try to get a playtest in with the new version. We'll see. All right, see ya. Bye.